People are saying that, well, one group is saying that we totally did it wrong. I don't know if we did it right. But we were supposed to find the final velocity right before it hits the ground. Our initial, well, the time that we were given was acceleration, which is 7 meters per second. I said it was -7 because we're not planning to the real world. It's meters. So I integrated that, and I got a velocity function, which is this. It's kind of messed up. Yeah. And we said that C is equals to 45 psi, which is our initial. And then I integrated that again to find position function. So what I did was the first thing I thought about was just breaking it down into like making it like the first half, right, from the initial position to the max height.
The vertex, the vertex, right?
Yeah. So what I did was like, okay, I can use my velocity function. Since I have my initial velocity, the y components, and my final velocity at the max height would be 0, right? So once I had that, I could isolate for t and found the time, which I totally did not right.
And then you plug that in for the
into the position function, right? And once I found the max height, then I said, okay, I'm gonna move on to the next part, which would be the amount it took from the max height to the ground. Because at that point, it's no longer, I just thought about it as a free fall function. I just drop a pencil from that point to the ground, it would just give you a velocity, right? And that would be your final velocity. So what I did was use my position function to find the amount of time. So I'd say my velocity, my initial velocity here was 0. My final position was 0. And my initial position that I got from the first part, which is my max,
the max height,
and our acceleration is always constant. I found t and plug it back into my velocity function. And I found my final velocity into the y components. And then what I did, since our velocity into the x components is always the same.
I also found another way of doing it.
What I did was put it into like a triangle, and then Pythagorean theorem found the final
Doing
velocity
that part
point.
too, but
45.
Yeah, which is 45, which is the same as that. And that's where like me and other groups were kind of like arguing about it. They said that I should not use just the time from here to here. They said that I have to use it the entire time.
I don't think you can do that. You have to take.
Because if I use twice the time, right, that means it would be twice the height or something. Right?
I don't think it works like that. Yeah.
Right?
I don't know much physics.
Because if I think the only time that the total time matters that it took from here to here is when you find the position.
All right, 1 minute.
Because you're doing it in the terms
You're
of
trying to find the velocity when it hits the ground, right?
yeah.
So you think to find the position when it's at the ground, that position you plug into the velocity?
You could do that, but I didn't want to solve for more stuff.
So you
So
just
what I did
here.
is, the time it took from here to here.
That makes sense because the height it goes up and then it has to have the same speed going down.
that's to find.
Because
That doesn't work out.
because at that point velocity is 0. Right? It's just free fall motion.
Yeah, so that would be, but at the height of it, yeah. And then when you drop it, speed from that height to the ground. I get what you're doing, yeah. But
Yeah.
I guess it picks up more speed from that.
So who's gonna go?
Yeah, so I'm not quite sure.
All right, you guys were supposed to